If you're overwhelmed or in fear or in pain, or you're struggling in some way as you're falling asleep, or maybe you wake up in the middle of the night. This went on for me a few years back for a period of like 4 or 5 months, and it was so brutal. And some people go through this all the time, and I have really good news. This is going to help you. So if you wake up in the middle of the night, or you have trouble falling asleep because your mind is just going, it's important to know that there's likely an emotional trigger that has taken place, and the strategy of the mind and ego is to overthink so that you don't have to feel. The problem with that is that we never actually release the rubble that we're carrying around, and the problem, it doesn't solve the problem. It just keeps thinking our way out of feeling, which is the only way through what emotion is being triggered. Usually something painful from the past. So what we can do is in bed, use these 5 A's. You're laying in bed. Let's say you wake up in the middle of the night. Number 1, awareness. I'm aware that my heart is racing. My thoughts are going crazy. I'm so worried about so-and-so because this might happen. Okay, awareness. We're just naming the situation. The second is authenticity. Authenticity. Get real about how you feel. That's what authenticity is. So, okay, authenticity is I feel, let's say in that situation, let's say somebody feels afraid because so-and-so is going to, could die from COVID or something. Second step in authenticity is just name the feeling and why the feeling is coming up. I feel blank because blank, okay? Then once you have that authenticity in place, you just name it. Then you come into the third A, which is allowance. Are you willing to allow the feeling to exist? Let's say the feeling in this example is fear, or the feeling is sadness, or pain, or grief, or anger, or resentment, or frustration, or fury, any emotion, overwhelm, whatever it is. Am I willing to allow this feeling to exist? So it's dropping the fight. I need to fall back asleep. I need this feeling to go away. That's just going to create more struggle. So instead, can you open up to the feeling? And this is really powerful because in step 4, which is acceptance, now you actually move into from, am I willing to allow this feeling to exist? Well, it exists. So sure, I'll just allow it to be here since it's here. Like Byron Katie says, if I fight with what is, I lose, but only 100% of the time. So obviously the fight doesn't work. So I'll just allow this. The 4th step is acceptance. And that really takes allowance to the next level. Allowance to the next level. So acceptance. This is really about being with, naming the feeling. You've named it, now locating it in the body and being with yourself. Acceptance is an embrace. It's like somebody going through a struggle. You would just embrace them, be with them, breathe with them, hold them as they cry, as they go through their fits of anger or whatnot. As long as it's not thrown at you, you can sit there, be present, allow them to go through what they're going through. And it's in the same way we bring that embrace, that acceptance, that healing to ourselves. As doctors Ron and Mary Hulnick say, healing is the application of love to the places inside that hurt. Healing is the application of love to the places inside that hurt. So in bringing love and compassion without a knee-jerk response to think our way out of it or do something about it, which is more thinking stuff, can I just be with this? If this is how I feel for the next week, can I be okay? Can you actually come to that level of okayness? Or a month if I feel like this, can I be okay? So what's happening in this acceptance part of the process is we are literally the one embracing rather than the emotion itself. So we're the one holding the emotion, embracing the emotion, witnessing the emotion, being with the emotion, rather than being lost in it. And that's what needs to happen, is we need to create some distance so that we're not lost in, the pain. By being accepting, by being present with what is and loving and compassionate, we're no longer identified with it because it's something outside of ourselves. So really powerful is to imagine that feeling as if it's a baby or a child right outside of you, and literally in bed, hold yourself or hold it as if you're holding a baby in front of you. breathe, let it out. And if the energy is like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. Oh my God, I can't stop thinking. Oh my God, I'm so afraid. Oh my God, what if this happens? There's a part of you that can witness that. So it's starting to open that up, that aperture of awareness, of wakefulness up, of mother, being a true mother or a true father to that part. Okay, and that's super powerful. For some reason, I'm remembering right now, at 12 years old, or 11 actually, or 10, I had a nervous stomach as a kid. And it was like a period of, I don't know how many months, and it was so painful. And I had a lot going on family-wise. I was nervous, I was scared. And I remember at night knocking on my dad's door in the middle of the night because the pain was so bad. And I got in bed and he snuggled with me and we fell asleep. And his embrace, he didn't say anything, he didn't do anything, he didn't try to talk me out of feeling the pain. He just literally held me and I fell asleep. That was all I needed. It's like going to bring tears to my eyes because we're all hungry for love without solutions and ideas and talking and more stuff and more mind chatter and more brilliant coaching ideas. I'm a coach. I train coaches, and those are very valuable. However, the most valuable is a willingness to deeply listen, and that includes deeply listening and being present with ourselves. If we can do this with ourselves, it is the pathway to being a masterful coach if you are on the coaching path, okay? So finally, as you're holding yourself, being with yourself, present, if there's sensations, let the sensations shake, let them be there, let the tears flow, let the anger be there, let whatever's there be there if any of that is coming up. And then step 5, the 5th A of the diamond self, is to ask yourself, it's appreciation. It's to ask yourself, what is the gift in this? What am I grateful for that I couldn't have received had this trigger not happened? So let's say the trigger, the emotional trigger or the fear gave me this opportunity to be with myself, to embrace a part of me I didn't know was afraid, to connect with my inner child, to love myself, to settle into greater compassion, to be more present. What greater gift is there than that? And these are actually meditations, if you will, that open up presence, that open up mastery of the mind and ego when we're actually present with what we're feeling. And when we can witness thoughts without identifying or attaching to them, and we simply see the thoughts, kiss the thought on the forehead or the ego on the forehead, I love you, and come back to the sensations in the body, the feeling, the present moment, which is where life actually is. The sensations, the feelings, the embrace, the wind, the breath moving in and out, the sunshine, whatever it is, or at night it might be the sounds of the crickets outside. That's the doorway to the present moment. So I hope that this serves you in some way to relax restless thinking if it's coming up, to recognize that the real opportunity here, just to summarize everything I've just shared, is to bring yourself present as much of the time as possible throughout the day, over and over again. It starts with a simple practice, like every time you shower, anytime thought comes in, notice the thought and come back to the sensation of the water. Anytime you are doing something like showering where you don't need to think to shower, you use that time as a presence bath, as a basking in presence, being with life, being with what's actually here, being with your body, being with your breath. Okay, so anytime those restless thoughts come up, just see it as feedback, or anxiety, an awesome opportunity, feedback saying something is off. I'm believing something about life that's not healthy, or I'm avoiding my feelings, which usually those are correlated. And I hope that the 5 A's helps you to deepen in presence with yourself, to have this structure to hold yourself through any feeling. So instead of carrying that sack of rubble around, you drop it. Constructively release it through integration, through healing, through an embrace, through radical self-acceptance and love. I love you guys with all my heart. If you want a deeper dive on this, I've made other videos on this. Check out the Diamond Process book if you're really needing to unpack some emotional stuff and awaken into presence. It's a beautiful book to help you do that, to use everyday triggers to awaken in consciousness, to awaken what I call the diamond self. If you got something from this video, give it a thumbs up. and click the subscribe button if you would like more videos on spiritual growth, on raising your frequency, and on growing your spiritual business if that's something you're interested in. All right, you guys, I love you. Thanks for being here with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.